After attaining emancipation from British colonial rule, Ghana has experienced a series of political drama, unrest, and heroic moments. In this video, we examine the military and civilian head of states post-independence era. Let's get it. Poor village of Nkrofo, Ghana's first political leader was born. Born Francis Kofi Nwa Nkrumah. Nkrumah was a man who, together with others, emancipated Ghana from colonial rule. Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah began his elementary education at Half-Assini and was mentored by a Roman Catholic priest called George Fisher. He progressed through the 10-year elementary program in 8 years. In 1925, Kwame Nkrumah had become a student teacher. His excellent grades led him into motor school, where he was tutored by Kweje Agri. Kweje Agri exposed him to the ideals of Marcus Garvey and W.E. Du Bois, hence forming the political foundation of Kwame Nkrumah. In 1930, Nkrumah had received his teacher's certificate from Prince of Wales College, now Achimota School. He, Kwame Nkrumah, went abroad to pursue his education. For 12 years, Nkrumah studied in some of the famous universities in the world. Notable among them were Darkwa University, London School of Economics, and University of Pennsylvania. In 1946, Nkrumah returned to the Gold Coast under the invitation of the United Gold Coast Convention. First, he was appointed as the secretary of the UGCC, which harbored groundkeepers such as J.B. Darkwa and Akua. After the 1948 riot, Nkrumah broke away from the UGCC and formed his own party, the Convention People's Party. Unlike the UGCC, Nkrumah and the CPP functionaries sought after self-governance. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah would go on to win the 1951, the 1954, and the 1956 elections. He was elected as Prime Minister and subsequently led Ghana to independence on 6 March 1957. A firm believer in African liberation, Nkrumah pursued a radical Pan-African policy, playing a key role in the formation of the Organization of African Unity in 1963. At home, he led a massive socio-economic development that saw the springing up of infrastructure across the country. During his tenure, the Akosombo Dam, Temamoto Way and Harbour were made. As time passed, he was accused of being a dictator. In 1964, he formed a one-party state, making him president for life. In 1966, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, while paying a state visit to Vietnam, was toppled by Joseph Arthur Ankara and the National Liberation Council.
This coup was carried out completely because of the things that had happened in Ghana and because of the tyranny and the despotism of Kwame Nkrumah, the deposed president. Everybody in Ghana was fed up with it. And therefore you could see the spontaneous result which followed the coup. You would have seen when you were coming probably thinking that Ghana would have been put under curfew or all other things, but nothing was done. There was no brain behind it. It was work from us and from within, without the aid of anybody, any foreign country or any country. It has been some of these things within Ghana that when a ruler is useless, you depose him. And therefore we have deposed Kwame Nkrumah. We don't want tyranny or anything here.
He spent his last years in exile and was made co-president in Guinea. On April 27, 1972, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was pronounced dead in Bucharest, Romania. His legacy and dream of the United States of Africa still remains a goal among many. Till today, people sing the song, Nkrumah never dies. Lieutenant General Joseph Arthur Ankara succeeded Dr. Kwame Nkrumah after the 1966 coup.
I had been told I need no introduction myself. But on my left here is the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Harley, who is the Deputy Chairman of the National Liberation Council. On my right is Major General E.K. Kotoka, who is the second member or the first member of the National Liberation Council.
Ankra was born on August 18, 1915 in Accra to Samuel Paul Kofi Ankra and Beatrice Abashi. Nicknamed Patapa Ankra in his secondary school's days at Accra Academy, he had established himself as a forceful footballer. After obtaining the senior Cambridge School certificate in 1937, Ankra then joined the Ghana Civil Service, and in 1939, he joined the Gold Coast Regiment. He became the first African officer in the Gold Coast Army to graduate from the Marchfield Officer Cadets Training Unit in the United Kingdom.
Him is a criminal wanted in Ghana, so that we put him in the cold ice chest. Well,
Ankra became the head of the National Investment Bank after leaving the army. However, he was heavily involved in the toppling of Nkrumah in 1966. In January 1967, he mediated between the warring factions of the Nigerian Civil War in Biafra, a mediation that took place at the Bri Botanical Gardens. He was forced to resign as chairman of the NLC and head of state over a bribery scandal. He died on November 25, 1992, at age 77. Lieutenant General Amankwa Efrifa succeeded General Ankra. Akwesi Efrifa was born at Mampong in the Setua West district of the Ashanti region of Ghana. He then continued with his secondary school education at Adisadel College, but unfortunately got expelled. He joined the Ghana Army in 1957 and was sent to the Regular Officers Special Training School, where he underwent training. After the overthrow of Buzia's government by Champong, Efrifa, a known supporter of Buzia, was arrested 2 days later on January 1972 and detained until December 1972. Following his release, Efrifa restricted himself to farming at his very hometown in Mampong. He was later elected Member of Parliament, but he never had the opportunity to take his seat in Parliament. He was executed by the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council on June 26, 1979, following a petition by the widows of the executed generals. President John Ejekun Kufuor decided that their bodies be returned to their respective families in 2001. Edward Akufo-Addo and Kofi Buzia were in the helm of affairs during the Second Republic. Edward Akufo-Addo was a member of the Big Six. He became the Chief Justice and later the ceremonial president. From 31st August 1970 until his deposition by a coup d'etat on January 13, 1972, Akufo-Addo was president of Ghana in the Second Republic. Real power rested with the Prime Minister Dr. Kofi Buzia. On July 17, 1979, Akufo-Addo died of natural death. Born on July 11, 1913, Kofi Buzia was a Ghanaian political leader and an academic. He was Prime Minister of Ghana from 1969 to 1972. As a Prime Minister, he helped restore civilian government to the country following military rule. Buzia, who was a prince of Wenchi, was educated at the famous Infante Pim School. He studied at Oxford and the University of London. As a leader of the opposition against Kwame Nkrumah, he fled the country on the grounds that his life was in danger. He returned to Ghana after the overthrow of Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's government in 1966. In 1969, the Progress Party won the parliamentary elections, paving the way for him to become the next Prime Minister. While he was in Britain for a medical checkup, Colonel Ignatius Kutu Echampong overthrew his government on January 13, 1972. Buza remained in exile in England, where he died from a heart attack in August 1978. Ignatius Kutu Echampong was born on September 23, 1931 to Catholic parents. He attended the Roman Catholic schools at Trelbrom and the St. Peter's School. He then attended the Central College of Commerce at Agunas Retro. Echampong led a bloodless coup d'etat to unseat the government of the Progress Party and its leader Kofi Abufabuzia. Echampong sought to perpetuate a union government or UNIGO. This became a very contentious national issue which was opposed by many. Echampong was deposed in a palace coup along with the General Kweku Uduka by firing squad on June 16, 1979, 10 days before the execution of General Frifa and Ekufu. Notable among Echampong's achievements was the Operation Feed Yourself and Operation Keep Right, aimed at promoting self-reliance. Lieutenant Frederick Ekufu was born at Ikropo in the eastern region of the Republic of Ghana. He completed his secondary school education at the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School in 1955 at Odumasi Krobo. He then enlisted in the Ghana Army in 1957 and trained at the Royal Military Academy, among others, receiving his commission in 1960. On October 9, 1975, Lieutenant Fred Ekufu was appointed member of the ruling Supreme Military Council government due to his position as the Ghana Army Commander.
The changeover to date has been smooth. Accidents connected with it, I'm happy to inform you, have been insignificant, bearing in mind the magnitude of the operation. It is interesting to note that the overall national accident rate has rather dropped, obviously as a result of people being more careful.
On July 5, 1978, he led a coup to overthrow the then head of state, General Echampong. Frederick Ekufu continued with his preparation of returning Ghana to constitutional rule, but his government was cut short on June 4, 1979, by a military coup orchestrated by the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, led by Rawlins.
Now that the people of Ghana have democratically elected me to their president, I call on all, in the true spirit of patriotism, to come together as one united country, determined to solve the many and difficult problems facing us. Let us marshal